Good morning on Monday. It's a whole new week, it's a whole new waffle, it's the same old me. It is the 22nd of December, there are 3 days till Christmas. And I've only just realised that Christmas isn't on Wednesday. Definitely had it in my head that Christmas was on Wednesday. It's not, it's on Thursday. So there we go. I don't have to give me an extra day to plan for. One day, I don't quite know what went on in my head. I'm out on the dog walk. I have combated the socks shravelling down into my boots thing by wearing my compression socks this morning. Partly because my legs have been aching like fury for a couple of days, and partly because I thought if I put the compression socks on, they go all the way up under the knee and they shouldn't shravel down into my wellies. We'll find out, won't we? Because if they do shravel, they'll be really uncomfortable as they compress all the way down. So morning dog walk for me, and then I need to run Debbie down to Hembury with the presents for her grandchildren, and I'm hoping today to have a go at making cherry fudge at some point. Whether that will happen or not, I do not know. Life doesn't always pan out how you expect it to, does it? But I've also got to edit last week's waffle, because here we are on Monday starting a new one and I have not edited a day from last week yet. So a lot of today will be video editing. Look, apparently there are 14 gonks outstanding. So there's one and there's another one, that's two. And I've got Debbie on the case. Debbie's arrived and she's on it now, so... They're not allowed to be in, you know, shouldn't have to open cupboards or open drawers or anything. They should be somewhere you can see them. I really must get a door back on this cupboard. They took the door off when they put the new meter on because the door didn't fit anymore, and I've never got around to putting it back on. Deb spotted one for me. Look, there's one. They won't be up here because I did all of this yesterday, so I would have noticed if they were up there.
Yeah.
See, my room is so flipping unbearable. There's one. My room is so unbearable at the moment. There's one. That's 4 today so far. Out of a possible, how many did I say? 16? There's one. That makes 5. So I found 5, so there must be another 9 outstanding in the house. Nat said she's seen one in the bathroom, but I haven't been in there to look yet. There's another one up there, and that makes 6. That's 3 times I've found one in this hiding place. Deb says there's one out here. It's not in there with you, is it? Okay, there's one in the toilet, but Ant's in there. There we go, that's 7 today. There's one. See, if I was her, they'd be in the plant pots. But they're not. She's not me, I'm not her. She doesn't think the way I think.
No, it's funny.
And another one. I think that's 8 today so far. So there's another 4 or 6. I've lost count. I think there's another 6 to find. The January declutter is going to be huge this year because I'm so done with my house. There's one. So done with all this junk. One on the towels. There's one there on top of the fridge. There's one there, look. I did say to her yesterday, I've made the front room an absolute haven for anyone who wants to hide anything. If you want to hide a small gonk, then where's the best place to hide one? In amongst 14 billion small gonks.
Gonks, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So how many is that we found?
I don't know, I've lost track. I've totally lost track. There's one. Oh, I think Debbie's just said she's got one.
Is that one, or is he meant to be
Oh
on
no, look, see how crafty that is, look.
Yeah.
She's crafty.
She is crafty.
Right, I dropped Debbie off at her son's at 10 o'clock. It's now 12:30. And I said, do you want me to come back for you later? And she said, if you don't mind. And then she said, shall we do lunch? And I was like, yes, let's do that. So I dropped her off at 10 o'clock. I went home. I've done some editing and got as far as about Thursday evening on the waffle. It takes twice as long to edit as it does to film it in the first place. So I've done some editing, and now I'm going back to pick Debbie up and we're going to go for lunch. I don't know if she's got anywhere in mind. If she hasn't got anywhere already planned, we'll probably go for the Carvery or whatever because it's fairly local. And then I'll come back and do some more editing. I need to finish editing the waffle today, and I need to edit tomorrow's Vlogmas today. Minimum. That's the bare minimum that needs to be done. And if I did that, then I could get up tomorrow and edit the following day's waffle, which would be the Christmas Eve waffle. No, Christmas Eve vlogmas, not waffle, good God. And then I've got, what have I got left to edit in the entire week? I've got the rest of the waffle, 2 standard days of vlogmas, and then Christmas days vlogmas, and a video for Friday. That's all recorded already. I haven't yet recorded yesterday's car boot sale haul video, so that needs recording, ready for next Monday. And I normally record it same day because then the price that I paid is fresh in my head, and I didn't do, so it might not be, and I'll just have to muddle on through basically. And what else did I want to achieve today if I could? I want to tidy my bedroom again, which is pretty much story of my life. Tidy my bedroom, tidy my desk area. I've got 1 bag of stuff that needs photographing. Once I've recorded the car boot haul, I'll have another bag of stuff that needs photographing. And then there's a bag of clothes still waiting to be listed, which I know I always seem to be saying the words there's a bag of clothes to be listed, but I am listing them, and then because I'm clearing out my clothes, the pile is regrowing as fast as I list. And I've got whatever I get back of today to myself, if you see what I mean. I don't want to sound ungrateful about spending time with Debs, that's not what I mean, but you know, whatever time I have left today to work with, and then I have tomorrow daytime to work with up to about 4ish or something like that. And then after 4, my time is not my own tomorrow. So that's where we be. Debbie and I are at one end each of a boardroom table. We came for a carvery just in case my Christmas dinner's rubbish.
No, they won't be.
6 hours later.
It is time for the annual rewatching of Love Actually. I have a Greggs cheese and ham baguette, but nothing got in a Too Good To Go bag. It looks a bit weary, but then so am I. I finally finished editing the waffle, which for some reason has taken me most of the day. I'm not sure why, but I was very slow at it today. I need to do some more editing, but I'm having a baguette break, watching a bit of film, and then I'll do a bit more afterwards, if I can stay awake. It's 5 to 12, and yes, I'm still in bed, but I have actually been awake since 4. I've been awake since 4. I've been editing since 4 a.m. It is now 5 to 12. And in the back of my mind this entire time was the fact that I'd forgotten to do something. And it was you. I'd forgotten to say good morning to you. So good morning on Tuesday. It is 5 to 12. I've only just slipped into morning. And I've been editing since 4 a.m. And I've got toothache, which doesn't help. When I had this tooth filled, the one that's right at the very back there, she said to me, it's awfully close to the nerve. Are you sure you want it filled and not pulled out? And I went, oh no, fill it, don't pull it out. And now I think she was right and I was wrong. So, anyway, I've been editing since 4 o'clock this morning with very little break in between. And I had a half-hour break when I went downstairs and dried the dogs when they came back from their walk. So that's a solid 8 hours of work I've already put in today. It's 12 o'clock lunchtime. Today's a very long day. I've got a lot in today. I need to go downstairs in a minute. I put mixed fruit into soak yesterday to make a slow cooker Christmas cake and forgot about it. So I've got to go downstairs in a minute and deal with that. But I'm treating myself to Beatrice Crusoe while I wait for this last video to render, or whatever it is it's called when it does that thing. And as soon as that's done and that's uploaded, I'm going to go downstairs and deal with that cake situation. Luckily it's going in the slow cooker. It doesn't need any further attention after I put it in. The festive season is a rich and fruitful time for resellers collecting reusable packaging. However, it all has to be stored somewhere, so I'm utilising my up space. So I've just put sticky hooks on the ceiling and I've hung stuff up there. It's like a fairground in here. I feel like I could win a goldfish at any moment. One of my aims for today was to get this desk into something bearable, which we're nearly there with, and to tidy my room, which is ongoing. But I still have to go downstairs and sort that flipping cake out. Right, so the desk may not be done, but it's better because I can see it now, which I couldn't before. Okay, you're wedged under a cupboard and it's made you wonky, but you'll have to live with it. I am making a variation of a recipe that I've seen all over YouTube and the TikToks. Hang on a second while I make noises in the cupboard. Which is a slow cooker Christmas cake with only 3 ingredients. I say the word variation because the 3 ingredients are Baileys, a bag of brandy soaked mixed fruit and flour. I couldn't get the brandy soaked mixed fruit. I could only get ordinary mixed fruit. And because it was called brandy soaked, I didn't know if that meant it arrived wet. If I had been able to get it, would it have been wet in the bag? And so after pondering for a while, I decided I would soak my own mixed fruit in tea overnight so that my mixed fruit was wet. After I'd made this decision, I doubted myself further, as you do, and asked myself, had I made a mistake? Because now would there be too much liquid in my cake if the stuff that I had managed to buy in a bag wasn't wet? Are you following me so far? This is the problem when one questions one's decisions. So what I'm doing now, and you can't see me doing it, is I am straining out the excess liquid from the fruit that I soaked overnight in the hopes that I am going to counteract the issue. Now the recipe says 1 bag of brandy soaked mixed fruit, 600 mils of Baileys and 300 grams of flour. And because I'm a bit nervous about the liquid quantity, I'm going to start with putting in 400 mils of the Baileys and the flour and mixing it and seeing how it looks. And then if it looks the consistency that the ones online have seen, I won't add any more fluid. It's a lot easier to add fluid if you need it than to take it out once you put it in and you didn't want it. If I can't find the scales, I'm not putting any flour in at all. They're behind you. Hang on. Try not to fall over. So I've got my mixed fruit in there. I'll put my beater blade on ready. Okay, our mixed fruit is in. I need to put in 300 grams of self-raising flour. That's 150. I realise you can't see. Hang on, I'll move you. Can you see better from there maybe? 150 so far, 213, 287, tiny bit more. There we go. 300. And as I said, I'm going to do 400 mils of the Baileys and then see if it needs more. So this is a 300 ml jug. I want to make sure there's enough left for my Christmas Eve tipple. I only drink once a year. I have 1 Baileys once a year, so damned if the whole bottle's going in. Right, so that's 400 mils. I'm going to mix that up and we'll come and look at it in a second. It does seem a little bit thicker and stodgier than the ones I've seen people doing, so I'm going to put in another 100 mils, which means we've done 500 mils instead of 600 mils, which was the original recipe. Whilst the mixer was doing its thing, I've lined the slow cooker with baking paper, which I wetted and scrunched up to make it fit. Where's my tea towel gone? I had it 2 seconds ago, didn't I? Maybe I didn't, maybe I'm imagining things. Could have sworn I had it in my hand a minute ago. So that's how we're looking. It is quite wet. I'm erring on the side of caution. I hope it's not going to come out too dry because I put less liquid in. But there's only one way to find out, Mark. Let's get a spatula. And then I need to level it out. It's going to be a beefy old cake, mind. This is quite a large slow cooker and there's quite a lot of ingredients here. And then I know it said 3 ingredients, but I also saw some people putting on cherries on the top, and I happen to have some, so I'm doing that too. And then one lady's I saw, when she took it out, her cherries were quite dark on top. They were a bit blackened, so I'm going to push mine in a bit so they're not sticking up quite so much. Kind of want to find a balance between having cherries on the top of my cake and having nasty little black bits of burnt cherry in my mouth. Bob them all under the surface a bit. I'll show you how it's looking now. So that's how we look. We are going on low for as long as possible. We're going on low until this evening, basically. It said put a tea towel over the top. That will absorb the excess moisture. Pull those bits up out of the way. I seem to have a lot of spare baking paper, but I used 2 sheets to make sure it's properly lined. And we'll come back and look at that a lot later on. You're right, nosy Ted. I've had another Christmas card and it's from Kerry. It says to Carla and family, not forgetting the doggos. Hope you all have a fantastic Christmas and a happy, peaceful 2026. With love and best wishes, sorry, I'm out of breath and running around. With love and best wishes, Kerry Betton of Earrings fame, Earringgate fame. Kerry bought earrings from me. I posted them, they never got there. I apologised profusely, made some more, posted them again. They never got there again for ages and ages, and then they did arrive, but I think only one lot have arrived. But she was very nice about it. Right, I'm going to put this on the door, and then I'm going to put my Christmas sign up in the toilet. My door's full. I should have to move on to the back if any more cards appear. Don't know how confident I feel about that because it's held up with blue tack and it's above the radiator. But we'll see, it might fall off. I was just minding my business in the bathroom. I turned around and spotted a gonk. Now, Tammy overslept this morning. I didn't think she had time to hide today's gonk, so now I'm wondering if I missed one from yesterday. We planned so well for the traffic to take the dogs to the groomers that we're half an hour early because there wasn't any traffic. So now we're wandering around in Almondsbury, not knowing where we're going really. Just stretching their legs and plaiting their leads up because Ted's an idiot. It's a very pretty little village there.
Muzzled.
No, you can muzzle if you
Not
need
yours
to.
at all.
You can muzzle if you want to.
This
We don't
morning's
care.
dogs, yes. Not yours.
Funny enough, we were saying on the way out, I wonder how many times you've been bitten. Hi, babies. Ah, you've only been in there 2 minutes.
10.
Don't make out like
10
you're trapped.
probably.
In the 2 minutes, so you just go open the door.
2 bad times.
Today, because you'll run in the mud.
Usually I just feel like I'm a Wally.
Molly, come.
Everybody good? You've been good then. Hamish says they've been good.
They've all been good. They are all fresh.
They smell
They do
good.
look nice.
Smell
They all just even to look at. Look how smart Ted
They do.
looks.
Hi,
Darcy's
I'm happy.
Darcy!
Thank you so much. Darcy, come here.
That's because I just finished her teeth, so she's sick of me.
I think she's over a week.
Dirty Gertie, number 30.
I missed you saying that last week.
In a state, number 28. Tickle Me, 63.
Stab it right now.
Get Up and Run, number 31.
I'll edit that.
61.
Yes, that's me. I do the win.
Tag.
Oh, only gone and won a jar of horseradish sauce. It's disgusting. Disgusting. I won the 2 lines as well, and the 2 lines prize is way better.
Tubes of sweeties. So you have munchies. I like
This is the house prize.
peppermint arrows and jelly tots.
I like all of those, but I like my drumstick squashies the best. Right, you are in portrait mode or anti-wonk mode, as I've decided it shall henceforth be known, and we are on our way to the airport. So I managed to get home in time for about 1.5 pages of bingo in the middle. I've left Tracy playing my books. But I did have a couple of wins, as you saw. My fringe, what is my fringe? I think I've got static in my fringe and it's just plastering itself to my forehead. Yeah, very staticky hair today. Why are we going to the airport? Because Emma is coming down to spend Christmas with Richard. Richard is working until midnight tonight because Richard works retail. And so I said I would pick Emma up from the airport. So we are on our way to do that. Molly's in the back. Molly wanted to come. Yep, we're on our way to the airport to get Emma. It has been one of those days. Bearing in mind I've been up since 4. I was flagging a bit around about 4 p.m. I sat in the chair just before I needed to leave to go to the groomers. And I was like, I could go to sleep now quite easily, no problem. If anybody said have a doze, I'd be like, okay. But
at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Henley's Road.
sat nav chipping in. But I've managed to stay awake. I'm not sleepy now. I've gone through tired and out the other side. Just hope I get back to tired in time to go to bed tonight and don't end up sitting up all night like a Burke. Although I really would like to dye my hair, and I've got to pop to the unit. But apart from that, and prep the veg for the next day and stuff like that. Tomorrow I've got to cook the gammon and take the beef out of the freezer. So I had a quick look at the fruitcake when I went home earlier on. It's not quite done. But hopefully by the time we get back later it will be. I don't know what time I put it in the end. I think it was probably like 12 by the time I put it in, wasn't it? So it's only had about 8 hours. It's funny because the recipes that people were doing were saying 3.5 hours. I think it was 3.5 hours on high or something like that. Well, I put mine on low. So I guess 8 hours on low is about reasonable. But we'll have a look. We'll have a look when we get back and see if it's done. It looks nice. It looks like a nice cake. It just wasn't done in the middle when I looked at it. $24?
The rest of them, they are all hidden for Christmas now.
24 gonks to find, apparently.
Did you do 12 each?
Yeah. Well, I took 12.
That's 2 so far out of 24. 3.
Found a gong.
Where?
I have my vape. Now
4.
what happened to the fabric?
5. I'm doing well. 6. That's 6 so far. 7. That's 7. Oh, that man down. 8. 9.
One of them. So I put one at the other side because I found one at the first side.
10. 11.
I can see 3 from here. I know there's 2 that will be a miracle if she finds them.
There's another one. I have now lost count. And there's another one. You ready for the inspection?
My mum used to make what she called her boily bake cake. One of these where you had to boil up all the fruit and everything, and then you did this, and then you did that, and you did the hokey cokey and turned round, and then you had to. It was one of these where once you'd finished, you wrapped it up and put it away for like a week or something.
And fed
did
it.
Everything else with it.
My skewer is coming out clean. I think it's done. Christmas Eve. I slept really late this morning. So much for my hair. I slept really late because I was up really late last night. I didn't get to sleep until about 2 a.m. And of course, as you know, I had a state of it. I had a very long day yesterday. So I didn't wake up until 9. I didn't get up until 10. I've done some stuff around the house and now I'm here. I've got some drop-offs to do, some pickups to do. Anthony and Bella in the car. We've got to pop to B&M. It's going to be horrific. But I realised my steamer is defunct and I've been meaning to replace it for months. And I want it for tomorrow, food steamer. You know, for the veg. So yeah, so I'm popping to B&M. Hopefully to pick up one of those, because Argos don't have until after 4 PM today. I've got Natalie's at home. I asked her to make the stuffing balls for tomorrow. Tammy's hopefully peeing some veg. And I am just doing this because I had the opportunity, really. The stuff doesn't, can't unlock a padlock one-handed, I don't. The stuff doesn't actually have to be posted until the 29th, but I didn't want to wait that long. Right, just need to go and find out what their opening hours are, because there's no sign up. Normally there's a poster up. And then off to B&M. Right, B&M on Christmas Eve. The car park's pretty full. I don't know what the store's going to be like. Right, we survived B&M. And then I realised I was going Asda, and I've survived that as well. It wasn't too bad, to be fair. It wasn't bad at all. I think everybody else has gone. I'm not going out on Christmas Eve, so it wasn't too bad. I had to buy a new steamer because I'd forgotten that when Natalie used the steamer last, it was the first time she'd used it without me there, and she didn't put it together properly. And it started making a very weird smell. But to be fair, I've had it as long as I've lived outside of my parents' home, so I've had it 30 odd years. I think it's done well. Yeah, I've got Aunt with me. And Bella. Hi Bella. Yeah, nothing, not a flicker. Right, home and make a plan for tomorrow's meal prep and whatever. Natalie's making the stuffing, so that's one less job tomorrow. And dye my hair. Dye and deal with my hair, because look at the state of me. And maybe cut my fringe. It's full of static at the moment, which is why it's behaving very weirdly. But yeah, I think I might have a fringe trim. I might do my own fringe trim. I look like John Lennon after the Beatles. You're wonking again. Right, I made it home. I dropped Anthony and Bella off. They've gone for a walk. They were going to walk part of the way home. That was his plan all along. I haven't just thrown him out of the car. I just want to say that there's just been a message on the Waffle this morning to say that this was from Cause at Mobility and More, as a little thank you. And it's working absolutely brilliantly. At the moment it's still blue, so I haven't got to microwave it yet, but it's working really, really well. That's 3 days running. I've come out in the mornings and there's no condensation on the inside of the windows at all. So chuffed to bits with that, because normally I have to sit here and wait for the windows to demist for ages before I can go anywhere. Right, I've got bags of shopping to get them. When we're dropping out of it, and I've got to carry the shopping into the house myself. Didn't think that through, did I? It's got to be a fringe trim, hasn't it? So I'm going to take the shopping in, unpack it and see where I am with the rest of everything. Show you the cake again. We'll see how that looks this morning. I don't think I finished off saying last night, my hair is so full of static. What we did last night, because the cake, when we cut the cake, it was still very stodgy on the inside, more like Christmas pudding than a cake. And so I left it on overnight on the warm setting in the hopes that it would dry out a bit. And now I'm going to go in and see if it's more sliceable now it's cold. It tasted good though. Emma and I had some last night with cream and it was really good, just a bit stodgy. I have an envelope from Dawn Lovejoy, so I thought I would open it with you. This, unfortunately, is an eBay return, and I don't know whether it survived back in one piece, but let's open this together anyway. Christmas card. It says, to Carla and gang, thought this would add a touch of gonkmas to your Christmas. Love the vids. Dawn Lovejoy, YouTube subscriber. Gonk door hanger. Looks as though I could possibly create that quite quickly, and it's suitable for ages 3+. So I might do that this afternoon. Tammy peeled the potatoes, carrots and parsnips while I was out, so they're in water in the kitchen. Let's go and have a look at the fruitcake. There she is. She is still a little bit wet in the middle. Having been in the slow cooker for 100 years, and we did have a little bit of trouble getting the paper off. Tammy's been very patiently picking bits of paper off of her. It does taste amazing, but it is quite still a wet consistency. This bit here is more like pudding than cake, but it does taste really, really good. Interesting concept. 3 ingredients, slow cooker. Might try the pressure cooker next year. Veg all prepped. Well, not all. There's carrots, broccoli and all sorts of other stuff to do yet, but the peelable veg is prepped. a 52-year-old woman are quite proud of that. I've got 1 or 2 last minute things to wrap. I forgot to do the dog's presents. One of those utter shites has gone off with my sellotape. Who's got... Here it is. Haha! There are strong rules about borrowing things from my desk. And the main strong rule is put it back. Oh. I just came up to the loft. It took me 10 minutes just to get it to this point of tidy, and it's plainly not tidy at all. It took me 10 minutes to get it to the point where I can even see what I came up here for. Oh dear. Presents. All of the presents are down off the unit, well, most of them, and now I can get my unit back to how it's meant to be and start to reclaim my room a bit. It's still a bit overcrowded at the moment, still a few things that need to be taken downstairs, but it's a bit better than it was. I've got my hair dye on, which is why I look very slicked back, like I'm about to join the Royal Ballet. Only from the neck up. Trust me, from the neck down, I do not look like I'm going to be welcomed into the Royal Ballet anytime soon. Now, traditionally, on Christmas Eve, I always have a Baileys, but I've got a slight headache. I'm going to see how I feel after my shower and maybe not have my Baileys, because if I've got a slight headache, I can't imagine adding alcohol, to which I have zero tolerance. I have a natural intolerance to alcohol, which is why I don't drink, because it makes me very ill. The only thing I ever have is Baileys, and I only have one of those, and once a year. I can't imagine adding that to a headache is a good idea, so I'm going to see how I feel after my shower. And now I've got a half-hour window while my hair dye cooks, and I'm going to go and record my car boot haul from Sunday, because it's now Wednesday and I haven't recorded that yet. So I'm going to sit there and do it with my hair dye on. I have washed off my hair dye. I now have to wrap the stocking fillers, and then I'm done for the day. I'm not doing the veg prep tonight, and I'm probably not having my Baileys tonight. I'll probably have it tomorrow night after I've driven Mum home. I'm doing the rest of the veg in the morning because most of it's done anyway. All the peely stuff, the stuff that takes the time, Tammy did that this morning. So the other stuff is just quick stuff, and I can do that tomorrow. I do have to wrap stocking fillers. It's another job done. See you tomorrow for Christmas Day. Good morning. It is Christmas Day. We are opening our stockings. In my stocking, I have received an IKEA shopping bag from Tammy. Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome, mate.
I found 98 of the 100 gonks. There are still 2 gonks outstanding somewhere in this house, and none of us know where they are, including the person who hid them. Look, we've even got a bin bag on the go, ready for the rubbish. Tammy's done all the organisation. Tammy's put everybody's presents into various piles. That's the word I wanted. We're just waiting for Anthony to come back from the dog walk so that we can open presents. Look,
Let's see.
we've got a Debbie. We've got a Christmas Grinch, Debbie. You having a mouthful of chocolate? Nom 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 nom.
Oh, nice.
Let's go, Pitbulls.
Which ones are the pit bulls? Are they ours or yours?
Ours.
Lead to the nights. I've got one of each now. Thank you.
I've got something with a bubble on the end. Yay!
And you've left the price on him, Deb. Should we get that off?
I won't look.
Oh, I think I pressed some up.
Hey, big gonk. Oh, hang on, she's playing with his beard. Hey, thank you very much. Yay. Oh, hang on. We're still going.
Yeah.
Assuming they're a matching pair.
Gonks for days. This one's got a bit under his beard.
Yeah. Press that.
Yay.
It's like a book.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it lights up. It's got
Yeah.
little
Look
lights
at
up.
the news.
Which one did you open so far?
Everything except this one.
Oh, nice.
You see the t-shirt?
Yeah.
I got new ones.
Thank you.
Do you like that one?
No.
Tommy, you've got all of them.
Did he?
right?
Yeah. Oh, cool.
There's a lot more.
There was about 11 more releasing on the 1st of January.
What's that?
Oh, no, I'm not the ones out now.
Oh,
Yeah,
brilliant.
there's still quite a few I don't have. I've got those super small
Mario
ones.
Lego.
The ones I don't
I've got so
have
much
are
Legos.
really
Mario Lego.
Which one?
Should have that on. Yeah, she will.
I will. I'll come over in the car.
After seeing you that one.
The fact that it's got his smile looks like Debbie's got weird eyebrows. Look. Give you, makes you look like you've got Spock eyebrows.
Oh, my favourite shop.
Ted just confused. Ted just very confused.
Got come at you, baby.
Oh, oh, I
I'm speechless.
love that. I love that. That's from Tamsin. Tamsin got me that. Let me see again.
To me. To be fair, that's a lovely photo of you.
That's way nicer than I would like if it was a photo. I
31
love it.
pixels.
I can walk outside.
I know.
Tamsin,
I know,
thank
I know
you.
the drill by now.
Good girl, Molly. Open it. That's yours. That's from Auntie Tamsin.
Why do I have a USB?
Good girl, Molly. Good girl, Molly. Get it open. Go on, Molly. Good girl. Good girl, Molly. Darcy, up.
Come get this.
Look, Mum's opened your present from Auntie Tamsin for you.
Look, you've got a present from Auntie Tamsin.
Darcy's like, have I got one? You will have one somewhere, Darcy. We just haven't got to yours yet.
We'll do those.
Molly's in.
One in here.
There's a bag there's a bag somewhere on the table for you from Tamsin. It's got yours and Bella's. It says meet me under the mistletoe. We were laughing about the fact that neither you nor Tamsin would want to turn up for that date.
There you go.
There you go, Molly's in.
Yours. Come here.
Go see, Darcy.
Am I missing from that?
Darcy, come here. Gentle. What's this?
I don't know. I think that might have been mine, yeah. They've got a sorting hat.
What did you get? What you got? No, did Auntie Tamsin get your sprout?
Oh, I got the houses too. Yay. I got a present of Teddy.
That's from Teddy.
That's from Teddy.
You didn't read your tag.
No, sorry, babe. I thought all the runs in this paper were from.
Teddy's very narcissistic.
Darcy used the same paper as me as well.
Many years ago, when Tammy was working in a cash converter kind of place, some sort of pawn shop. Huh? The money shop. In the money shop. She had an incident where a chap came in and couldn't get his own way over something. And as he left, his child who was with him shouted at her that she was a big, stupid poo-poo head.
The child was not wrong.
So we've been calling her a big, stupid poo-poo head ever since. And she's been calling me, like, so there's become a saying in our house. Every now and again, I'll sit in my bedroom, I'll just shout out, big, stupid poo-poo head. I've just opened this gift from Tammy. They are personalised chocolate bars and they say, big, stupid, poo-poo. You're a big stupid poo-poo head.
You're a big stupid
No, you're a big stupid
You're a
poo-poo
big
head.
stupid poo-poo head. And you have the chocolate to prove it.
This is from Nat, and look how nice the wrapping is. She's been done that Japanese wrapping, look. So these bits, I can't get them out with one hand, but these bits slot in, look. How clever is that? This room is a scene of devastation. This is what happens when 5 people open their presents
getting
from
out
all of
there
their
that
friends
my
in one room in one go.
It's fantastic. Things have been bad because I went along.
Right, everyone except me and Anthony has gone ice skating. I've got veg to prep, and I've got brand new kitchen knives. Before they went ice skating, I jokingly said, I'm not spending the afternoon in A&E. And then I realised that I'm going to use my brand new kitchen knives to chop up my veg. And there's a possibility that I may be spending the afternoon in A&E regardless, because I'm not known for my my carefulness with knives. I'm so aware of my danger right now. By the way, I am not at home to any conversations about how we should be eating the broccoli stalk as well. I know we should, but we're not gonna. And no, I probably will not be making soup. That'll probably not happen either.
I don't want vegetable ass soup. Nobody does.
Nobody wants that. Teddy's got a bit of broccoli.
He will collect it.
Is it nice, Ted? Darcy's hurt herself on her walk this morning. She's got a sprained foot. So she's laying there slightly drugged up, feeling sorry for herself. Ted's eating broccoli, apparently. Molly's like, ugh, disgusting. It's not even the right size knife to be using for this job. Are you just standing by in case I chop my hand off?
Oh, yeah, what?
Just thought perhaps you were standing guard. This is the bit where I'm going to slice myself open. Could you try and locate a bag of sprouts for me, please?
From a freezer, a fridge, what?
Fridge, definitely fridge, or just randomly on the side somewhere in the kitchen, maybe. Because I thought I had them earlier. I'm going to go back to my old paring knife for these because I don't trust myself. Hello, I've just dropped Mum home. It's got to be nearly 8ish. It's 7:56, that is definitely nearly 8ish. I'm probably going to disappear from view as soon as I drive out from under this street light. But yeah, I've just dropped Mum home and it occurred to me that I didn't film anything. Oh, lights would be lovely, there we go. Good job she's got a little car park and driven out onto the main road. I hadn't filmed anything since you saw me doing the veg earlier on, I don't think. Or certainly precious little. So you didn't see Mum at all today, but she did exist. She was there. She was a real person. She liked her presents. She's very pleased with her elephant. And Tammy is going to help me. I don't know if I said this already. Hang on. We've sponsored an elephant for her for next year. She had a donkey last year. She's got an elephant this year at the Noah's Ark zoo farm place. So we can actually go and visit that because it was not a massive success trying to visit the donkey. And then I got one of those digital photo frames and Tammy's going to help me load all the photos on there because I must admit I got it out of the box, looked at it and thought I can't do that today. I don't have the tech brain for that today. I don't seem to have the tech brain for anything much recently. So yeah, she's had a nice day. I did dinner. Dinner was a success. If I had to criticise myself, it would have been that it wasn't all as hot as I would have liked it to have been by the time it got to the table. Serving up, I mean, I warmed the plates and everything so that it wasn't going onto cold plates. But serving up 7 meals, trying to make sure everyone gets what they want and not what they don't want, and getting it to the table warm is a task. And we don't have enough space By the time we had to put the emergency table up anyway. By the time you've got us all sat around the table, it's not a very good table, there wasn't enough room for us to have the dishes in the centre, which is what I'd like to do. I'd like to have all the dishes in the centre and everybody just takes what they want. And that way the dishes definitely go out hot, you know, but that doesn't really work very well in our house. So I don't know, maybe one of those warming trays, but even then it's got to go somewhere, hasn't it? You know, it can't sit but the problem is that by the time you've got it all on plates and got it out from the kitchen was cold even though I'd been cooking all day. By the time you've got it all on plates and got it out of the kitchen and into the front room and everybody's got there, as everybody's politely waiting until everybody's got their meal so that we can all start together, it just wasn't very hot by then. But everything was cooked perfectly. Even if I says it as shouldn't, I did a very good job of the actual cooking. The beef was beautiful. I successfully cooked beef today for the, possibly the first time in my life. But again, the difference today was that it was a really decent cut of meat. I happened to get it in Sainsbury's when they had the Nectar price drop on, and I saw it at the right moment, and it was a good cut of beef, which is, you know, normally we have much cheaper meat or whatever. So yeah, dinner, I think overall dinner was, oh, my road is closed to go home. Why have you closed the road? Oh sorry, it's not my road, it's the side road that's closed. These poor men working Christmas Day, I wonder what the problem is. I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, it was a good cut of meat, and of course the better the cut of meat the easier it is to cook, isn't it? So the beef was a success, and tomorrow, I normally on a Boxing Day I go over to Mum's and just take picky bits and we have a picky lunch, you know. We don't have a cooked meal on the Boxing Day because the kids are nearly always working. I think Anthony came with me last year, he wasn't working, but Natalie will definitely be working tomorrow. Tammy's working tomorrow. So normally I go to Mum's, but she's been invited over to her friends tomorrow, so it looks like I will have a quiet day to myself with everybody else at work, which will give me time to get some organisation going on, to finish cleaning. I mean, I've done most of the dishes, but to finish clearing out the kitchen and getting everything back to where it ought to be, and generally potter around, and I'll probably have a lie in. I don't think I'm on the dog walk. For lying, I've got some editing to do as always. Quietly pleased that I'm going to have Boxing Day to myself. It's almost unheard of. There was a point today when I could quite happily have run away from home. In fact, I expect most, I was going to say mothers, and then that's a very sweeping generalisation. Most of whoever is doing the organising of Christmas Day, that could be mothers, it could be fathers, it could be grandmas, it could be the family cat. I don't know. Whoever in your house is the Major General on Christmas Day, I should imagine there is a point at which they think I could just throw it all in and go run away. Just run away. I looked at the back door and I thought, can I get out the side gate? If I just leave, they won't know I'm gone. They won't know I'm gone for ages. But it all got done, and it was all a success. Slow cooker Christmas cake thing, I had it as Christmas pudding after my meal, and me and Richard both had it, and it was lovely. So yeah, that was a win. Richard and I had that. Mum and Emma had roulade. Tammy had chocolate. Natalie had sticky toffee pudding. And I don't think Anthony's had any dessert. I think he was too full from his mains. So we had a choice of 5 desserts in the end, which was not planned. The desserts just seemed to keep accumulating from somewhere. I'm going home now. Emma and Richard were still there when I left to bring Mum home. I don't know whether they're still there when I get back. If they are, then I think Natalie bought a game that we're going to play, but whether it is suitable for broadcast or not, I don't know. It might be one of those rude adult games that you can't put on the internet, who knows. And when I say rude adult games, I don't mean we'll all be nude. I just mean there'll be swear words and stuff, you know. Stuff that I end up doing so much editing to make it palatable that it ends up being meaningless because I've taken so much out. I didn't mean the kind of rude adult games that only adults play together. I didn't mean that at all. I'm going to stop waffling. I'm tired, as you can probably tell by the fact that I'm babbling on. I might see you at home in a bit if there's anything that you're able to see. I did say it might not be suitable for broadcast. I did say that. Boxing Day afternoon. It is 1:30. I'm actually really sleepy. I could go to sleep right now, but I've not long come downstairs. I've been up for a while. I've been up since about 10ish, I think. I have recorded what I got for Christmas video of my presents. Very, very spoiled this year. I have tidied my room. I have come down and mooched about a bit and tidied around down here. But it is time to make the Christmas Day leftover pasties that I always make on Boxing Day. Boxing Day tradition is that I make pasties out of the leftover Christmas dinner. So let's go and do that. Unfortunately, my non-stick mat is not big enough to cover the entire tray. That'll have to do. Cut that wrong. So I'm getting 8 little ones out of that one and 6 better sized ones out of this one because I cut the first one wrong. This is literally a big bowl of everything that was left over from dinner yesterday. It looks disgusting. It will taste banging. What the family don't know is that I always add a blob of barbecue sauce to give it a bit of extra something. I don't think I'm going to add it. I think I'm going to paint it directly onto the pastry. I think it'll be easier. I don't really mean paint, I mean smear. Smear it directly on. Let me move that. I'm extremely tired. Something tells me I'm going to be asleep on the chair this afternoon. Where the heck's my pastry brush? Doesn't have to be barbecue sauce, by the way. Brown sauce would work equally well. Ketchup, to be honest. Tomato puree, anything. Anything just to give them a bit of zing. Mustard. Mustard might be nice if you're a mustard family. Mustard might work well. And then just a spoon. Show you how they look. They look like that. And then it's just a spoon. Just spooning and blobbing at this point. I know you can't see now because you're in the wrong place. Hang on. The trick that I have had to learn is not to overfill them, especially the small ones, because they just end up really bloody messy. And I've got a huge amount here. There was dinner for 7 yesterday and I definitely overcatered. I always overcatered, to be fair. I would far rather people walked away from my table not having managed everything that was in front of them than wishing that they had been able to have more. So, huge amount of leftovers, and basically all of the leftovers go into the bowl and get mullered, as Anthony calls it, into this revolting looking, extremely tasty mush. So there's all kinds of meat in here, there's all of the veg. The only thing I don't do is I don't put in too much cabbage. I don't put in very many sprouts, 1 or 2 sprouts. And I don't put in too much broccoli or cauliflower. So the cruciferous vegetables, I think they're called. Those are the ones that I don't put too much in because they can be a bit overpowering to the rest of the mixture. Right, let me wipe my hands and try and seal these. I may have overfilled them, to be honest. They're looking a bit on the porky side. And shape-wise, I don't worry about whether they're pretty. I just gather them together and squeeze. They don't need to be pretty, just need to get eaten. There's too much in that one for sure. I've tried both ways of wrapping them. I've tried doing them over flat, like a chicken and mushroom slice kind of shape. And I've tried gathering up like this. And neither way works particularly well if you have overfilled them like I have. The thing is that less is definitely more when it comes to the filling. And I should have cut these ones, but these are the ones that I cut too small. So also sometimes I roll the pastry out a bit more before I start so that they will have thinner but bigger to work with. I need to wash my hands again. Right, I'll be back when I've folded them all up. Okay, the first lot are in. This is the next batch. Still processing the next batch because I've only got one massive tray. So the first lot are in already. Baking away. First batch is out. They ain't pretty. They'll never win awards for beauty, but they'll taste amazing. Absolutely dreadful Christmas movies on Netflix. Bloody awful.
I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight. Happy Christmas to all. And to all that is light.
I love it. Oh,
Where's Molly? Molly? Molly, where are you there? There she is. There's my girl. There she is. Well, I've spent the afternoon downstairs watching terrible Christmas films on Netflix. I watched Jingle Bell Heist, which was a passable plot, a not great script, and some pretty dodgy acting with some very wobbly camera work. Then A Merry Little Xmas, which was a very, very predictable script. Absolutely no reason why it should have been set at Christmas at all, apart from the fact that Netflix plainly needed to squeeze in a Christmas film. And some more really wobbly camera work. And then finally, we've just watched A Christmas Carol, which is basically a remake of A Christmas Carol, but less good. And again, some really dodgy camera work. If you want to work at Netflix, you don't apparently have to be able to hold a camera steady. You can just wave it around like it's a lolly on a stick. But I've now watched 3 Christmas films this afternoon and feel like I've spent Boxing Day in the approved manner. Right, I've got Darcy and Teddy currently in the car, not yet restrained, but they will be before we drive. Nats had to go back into the house to get their car restraints. Darcy's going to the vet to have her leg checked out because she's still not weight bearing on it properly. And they're open again today. It's Saturday. I don't know if I said that. I don't think I said that. Teddy's coming with us because Molly and Bella are going out with Aunt. And so we don't want Teddy to be left home alone while we're at the vet. So he's just coming with us for the jaunt, really. Doris, how's your bad foot? Forgotten about it because I'm too busy freaking out because Nat went back in the house.
I see every bit of how jealous you are, mate.
I can't afford a vet appointment. Good girl, Darcy. Well done. Hello. Okay, so the verdict is in. The vet does not think you're going to wonk, aren't you? The vet doesn't think it's broken. The fact that the swelling has gone down since yesterday and that she's weight bearing a little more makes him think it's not broken. He said the damage is more up in the, what would be to us, the calf muscle, bizarrely. I don't know why I'm showing you here, but the calf muscle rather than the knee joint, which is where we thought it was. Even then, not the knee, more the wrist joint, if you see what I mean. It's very difficult on a dog, isn't it? So he thinks the damage is more further up, but there was some swelling further down. We don't know what happened. She was out on her walk and then she came back limping. And of course, the thing is with the Bower Field is it has goalpost holes. And so she could easily have put her foot into one of those and kept running, if you see what I mean. So not quite sure what happened, but they've given us some more Metacam. So the prescription is rest, full rest, which is very difficult in a house with 4 dogs. Full rest and painkillers for a week. And then ring up and give them an update and see if she needs to go back and have a scan, basically. Fingers crossed she doesn't have to have a scan. Obviously she's insured, but having a scan is where it starts really bumping up and getting complicated, isn't it? So fingers crossed for that. Ted went along. I said to the vet, we've got one for an appointment and one in case you need spare parts. You didn't have to be spare parts, did you, mate? Where are you, Darcy? Are you there? Here we go. Those smell very meaty. Good babies, well done. They were both very well behaved. Nat's just in Farm Foods getting drinks. She's off to her nun's today for their annual post-Christmas family get-together to Nanny Ord's. And I don't know, I'm messaging Tamsin. Tamsin sadly lost her dad. Tamsin's dad, yeah, he sadly passed away 11:30 Christmas Day, so I just sent her a message to see how she's doing, to see if there's anything I can be helpful with today in any way. Apart from that, I don't have a lot planned. I'm gonna take the dogs home again. I'm on the evening dog walk. I've got to do my parcels. That's the only real things that are on my agenda. I've dropped that off and I'm just popping in the Salvation Army to see if they've got a big mirror. That's if they're open. Are they open? Yeah, they're open. No, that's nice, but it's not what I want. Lovely mirrors, but they're not what I want. It'd be rude not to look while I'm here, wouldn't it? This is why you should not buy teachers' mugs. They have more mugs than they need. No large mirror, but they did have a sale on their clothing rail. You okay? You been a good boy? You are a good boy. Let's go home. Right. Right, Darcy's had her drugs, so she should be conking out soon. And I was starting to feel like I could conk out, and then I realised I hadn't eaten yet today. It's already 1 o'clock. And I also haven't drunk anything yet today. So I'm going to sit down. I've got myself a couple of leftovers pasties and a can of Pepsi Max. I'm going to sit down and eat this and then decide what's next. One of the things I bought in the charity shop, which I was very pleased about, is a new humidifier. I don't know where mine's gone. I've lost it. I don't know how I've lost a humidifier of all things. Maybe I decluttered it because I wasn't using it. But I do know that I have thought recently, where is my humidifier? I want it. So I saw this one. It's £4. I think it goes quite nicely with this room. Probably nicer than the old one, to be honest. It's only plastic on the inside. You know, it's nothing very exotic. But apparently it can be used by children of at least 8 years of age and by persons with reduced physical, sensory or mental capabilities or lacking experience or knowledge if they're properly supervised. I'm not supervised, but luckily I don't think I qualify for any of those things. However, can I read instructions? In tiny writing. Before the first use, unpack the device and the various parts, make sure each part is in good condition. Open the device, check the plastic rod, cotton, the spring. Nothing's in place at the moment. This is cotton. This is a plastic rod. Apparently there's a spring in there. I'll work on that in a minute.
One wasted lifetime later.
It's no good. It just doesn't work. So we will consider that a £4 donation to charity because it ain't working. No amount of patience. I thought perhaps it had performance anxiety, so I went out of the room so it could operate while I wasn't looking. Nothing. It does not work. Colours light up, but it does not mist, which is kind of the whole point. I've got a lot of parcels to get through. This is not all of them. I've also got to get stuff out of the loft. So I thought I may as well crack on and do a few. But now I'm up here, I don't want to. Still, got to be done. I was about to say I've done all my parcels. But it would have been a lie. A lie. I've done all of the parcels that did not require a trip to the loft. There is a general acceptance that, although I do go in the loft myself still sometimes, there is a general acceptance in the family that I don't do it if I'm home alone. Because if my knee packs up, I'll be stuck. I'll be stranded in the loft. So a general understanding that although I do sometimes go in the loft, I don't do it if there's only me in the house. So I've done everything that did not require a trip to the loft, and then when Nat comes home this evening, either she will go in the loft or I'll go in the loft while I'm not, you know, while I'm supervised with adults. I'm on my way to the parcel shop. Turned very cold, and with the cold, bits of me are hurting. But yeah, I'm on my way to the parcel shop. I'm going to drop off the ones I've done. Part of me was like, oh, I could just wait and take them all in one go. And I was like, no, you've got a whole bag full done. You can't do the rest until later anyway. So let's just crack on and get them out of the house. I don't know when the couriers will be operating and when they won't. But at least if they're out of my house, I've done my share. And then when I go back, I've got to walk the dogs. Darcy's got to take it easy for a week. I don't know if I said this when I got in the car. She's got to take it easy. She can go for walks on the lead, but she must stay on the lead. And she must not throw herself around. And she's got some painkillers, so we feel a little bit happier now about the fact that we know she's not lying there in bloody agony, bless her. The thing is that she's got such a gloomy, mournful little face, you can't tell any difference. If Ted's not well, you can tell. Because his entire demeanour changes. Like something's up with Ted, he's not happy. Darcy always looks like she's not happy, despite the fact she's actually quite a cheerful little dog. She's always got a gloomy little face. Buddy was the same. Bella often looks furious even when she's in a good mood. Some dogs have that happy panty ha 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 face. Molly and Ted. And the other two are just, they look different. That doesn't mean they're not happy. They just don't look like they're having a riot every 2 seconds of the day. There's a portaloo on its side over there. I can't imagine that ends well. Oof. Here is the weather report from Bristol. Chuffing chilly. Whew. Chuffing. Oh, chilly. And I nearly fell over my own foot. When I go back, I've got to make a cheesecake while we're alliterating truffing and chilli. Truff and chilli cheesecake. Little bowl of beige buffet picky bits. Some pork pies, some gammon, some pate on crispy things, some actual crisps, a roll of beef and coleslaw. Very beige. I've lost track of how many times I've said this, but tomorrow this room needs dealing with. For sure. So, my Christmas presents, bag for the charity shop, pile of clean laundry, some packaging. Bag waiting to be listed. Bag waiting to be listed, but not the item on top of it, that's mine. Bag that I brought home today from the charity shop. Some more laundry, not all mine. Bag waiting to be listed, bag waiting to be listed. Bag of rubbish, pictures go on the wall. Empty bag over in the corner. Tomorrow has to be the day. Just has to be. Can't go on like this, it's endless. It's just endlessly repetitive with me going, I've got to sort this out. And every time I get started, something happens that looks like, it's not even more fun sometimes, just doesn't look like doing this, so I do that instead. You know, I've cleaned other bits of the house instead of getting on with this room. So tomorrow we'll have yet another go at holding back the tide of stuff in this room. Well, Nat's at work today, but Bella and I are out for breakfast with Edna. And Anthony was going to fetch his food. Bella's got her eyes on the bacon, haven't you, love? Well, her eye.
Aye.
I always refer to as having her eyes on things. Got your eye on the bacon. Just the one eye. One eye is enough, innit? One eye is plenty. You get it? Yeah, of course I got it. I'm not stupid. There will be some more in a bit. There will. You know there will.
There will always be more bacon for you.
That's why she comes. In today's episode of doing quite minor things and claiming them as huge achievements, I've finally mended my pyjama drawer and I've finally had a declutter through my underwear drawer. I've got rid of some socks and pants and stuff. Now that has to be listed. Huzzah.
2 hours later.
Okay, this bag for life is drafted. This big bag of clothes is drafted. There's still another bag of clothes under there that I haven't got to. But I'm tired and I've still got the entire waffle to edit. And looking at the cameras made me realise I was supposed to wash my hair. That's going to be tomorrow morning now because I'm not getting out of bed and doing that. I am in bed, by the way. I've been sat in bed because it's warm in here. Sat in bed to listen. It's easy to sit in bed and just get on with stuff. So, as always, I find myself at this point of the week saying, I don't know if I filmed anything much this week because it's been a very, very busy week and I don't seem to have had the camera in my hand for much of it. So if you guys have got a substandard waffle this week, I'm sorry. A waffle that's crumbled around the edges. But I appreciate you watching anyway. And I will say goodbye at this point to this one so that I can go ahead and get it edited. And maybe we'll do something interesting together next week. Who knows? Take care. Bye for now.